The impact of the isolated high-altitude depression, Dana, has left a trail of destruction across various provinces in Spain. In Malaga, the extreme weather event forced the evacuation of over 1,000 people in Malaga due to the overflowing of the Viles River, adding to the 3,000 evacuees from other critical points in recent days. Torrential rains have also flooded several areas of the city's main hospital, with staff working to manage the accumulated water. Additionally, Malaga's rail connection has been cut off, as high-speed Avenue service between Malaga and Madrid was interrupted. The chaotic conditions have significantly impacted traffic and disrupted operations at Malaga Airport, which reported 15 flight cancellations and 5 diversions due to the severe storm battering the Costa del Sol.
Mira cómo está el río Málaga. El río Málaga está.
The State Meteorological Agency, EMET, issued a red alert for Malaga and an orange alert for Granada since early Wednesday, forecasting up to 120 liters of rainfall per square meter within 12 hours. This extreme weather phenomenon is not the first to strike Spain. Just 2 weeks ago, another Dana caused severe flooding in Valencia, leaving 216 fatalities and 16 missing. Authorities have stepped up efforts to prevent a similar catastrophe in Malaga, issuing mass alerts and mobilizing emergency resources across the province. The Dana has placed Malaga and Tarragona on red alert, while regions such as Valencia and Catalonia remain under orange warnings. This new Dana has showcased its power with torrential downpours equal to a month's worth of rain in just 1 hour. Malaga has recorded rainfall of up to 100 millimeters, prompting preventive evacuations around the Campanillas River, which had already experienced previous flooding, to avert greater tragedy. The heavy rains have left roads impassable and flooded basements, especially in coastal towns near Malaga. The Regional Department of Education has suspended classes in all municipalities under red or orange alerts, a measure also implemented in Granada, Seville, Cádiz, and Huelva to prioritize the safety of students and staff in risk areas. Firefighters have been dispatched to respond to incidents like the overflowing of the Benamargosa River and the closure of multiple roads, while Malaga city officials have set up shelters for evacuees, many of whom were relocated to hotels after spending the night in sports facilities. A tornado in Mijas Costa has been one of the most striking events during Dana's passage. The phenomenon destroyed part of a gas station, causing panic among customers. In one of the most dramatic moments, a customer managed to seek shelter just before the tornado shattered windows and demolished the station's car wash. It was 30 seconds of terror, recounted an employee as cleanup and reconstruction efforts began immediately. Southern Granada and the Valencia coast remain on alert for potential new torrential rains. Conditions are expected to improve by Friday, but the risk of river overflow and further flooding remains high. Residents have been advised to avoid unnecessary travel and adhere to local authorities' recommendations. The Dana has highlighted the urgent need to improve infrastructure to handle extreme weather events. Mud accumulation and poorly maintained drainage systems have exacerbated conditions in many localities, increasing the risk of flooding and hindering drainage efforts. Rosa Torres, a spokesperson for the emergency committee, emphasized the importance of a more effective prevention plan for future contingencies. Authorities have urged residents to stay indoors and take precautions to avoid dangerous situations. The Dana not only threatens infrastructure and essential services, but has also placed thousands in a vulnerable situation requiring rapid and effective response. The flooding's impact has been particularly devastating in Malaga, where the overflowing Vélez River forced the evacuation of over 1,000 people, many leaving their homes and belongings within minutes. Residential areas near the river have suffered from water and mud inundations, with damage that may take months to repair.
Mira.
Emergency services continue to assist affected families, while local authorities have established temporary shelters for those unable to return home. In Campanillas, the situation remains dire. The Campanillas River, which had already overflowed in past events, has again become a threat. Streets are submerged, cars have been swept away by the current, and basements are completely flooded. Residents, many of whom have faced repeated flooding, have criticized the lack of improvements to river containment and drainage systems, which have led to recurring disasters. Cleanup crews and fire brigades are focusing on water pumping and debris removal. In Mijas Costa, a tornado added to the severe conditions, destroying part of a gas station and complicating already challenging flooding situations. Torrential rains continue to hamper rescue efforts, and recovery operations are constrained by limited access to the most affected areas, which remain isolated due to accumulated water. In Granada, coastal towns have recorded historic levels of rainfall, causing the overflow of small tributaries and blocked drainage systems, leaving numerous neighborhoods underwater. Authorities are working to restore essential services such as electricity and clean water. Community response has been commendable, with neighbors organizing support networks to distribute food, clothing, and medical supplies, while rescue operations intensify in critical areas. The situation in Valencia, still under watch, has worsened in some regions due to persistent rains. Entire streets are impassable, and many areas are accessible only by boat. Emergency and civil protection teams have deployed additional resources to evacuate at-risk individuals and coordinate drainage operations to prevent the collapse of key infrastructure, including hospitals and health centers.